on crease, because for those type of balls, you don't try to do anything. It's just the bowler who's trying to communicate to you, trying to make his mark, telling you that it is dangerous, and if you try to play the game of ego, you'll definitely fall prey to his excellent balls what Nauman Zafar is bowling currently.
Yes, you're right, and that's a good lead once again. I think the batter has to kind of play the line and not follow the ball or poke at it. That's the secret to opening the batting. Just play the ball on its merit, straight down the line as far as possible and not poke at it. And that's what Arjun Saud has been doing so far this over.
And clean batting from both the openers. A good pair, strong pair, Nepal's found in form of Anil Kumar Shah and Arjun Saud. They understand strength well, they communicate often.
Once again, a lovely outswinger, but it's a good leave. End of the over. Nepal 23 for the loss of no wickets after 4.
Arjun Saud yet to open his account, and Anil Kumar Shah batting on 17 of 17. Projected score resembling to yesterday. We've seen this score of 288 at the starting of the innings, but then it was dragged down. It was pulled down by the bowlers of a high performance team.
Interesting to see an attempted slower ball by Irfan. Not something that you see that often, especially in the opening overs. Oh, that's a beautiful looking shot through the offside. Good effort at the boundary. I think the fielder has signaled for.
That's absolutely serene. He's driven that on the full here. And a genuine cover drive. No half shots from the batter.
Yes, we have seen two really good cover drives. One from Arjun and one from Anil as well.
And what a way to open Arjun's account. He gets off the mark with a boundary. After 8 balls. Prize of catches. Looks like this one was popped out. Might have to take a look at the replay to be well aware of what has happened. A shot of him. Shot of him.
Just falling short. And once again, Abdul, it kind of takes us back to yesterday's discussion. Should we look at getting the slips a tad closer to the stumps, or is it too early to call?
I mean, different conditions from the surface. If bowling at the pace of Irfan Sadat, that should have definitely carried to Ali Nadeem's safe pair of hands.
Just as we speak, this one goes right over the keeper's head.
Too bitter for the batter. And the keeper also could not get hold of it. From one end, Irfan Sadat surprises us with his bouncer, and from the other side, the pitch has kept few surprises in store for us to see that how low the ball remains. Getting back to the same discussion about the pace, how Irfan Sadat bowls at, this is a trademark of him, that he's able to generate that pace in the dead surface to where it's very dry, and still he's able to get the bouncer over the head of the keeper. That clearly says that he's not short of his skills. It's the track. It might need some help. With yesterday, the pitch was assisting the new ball. But today it is more slower than yesterday because they're playing on towards the right hand side of the pitch they've played yesterday on. So I think today if Irfan's bowling to bowl more fuller, he has to remain constant to the set of plan, because at the slip cauldron, if he's bowling at that pace, if he's using the channel back of the length, then that's the right position. But if he's clear, you've seen that in the first over, second over, the ball stayed low.
Nicely played with soft hands this time around. Yes, it's an interesting wicket, Abdul. I think as we see the end of the over, 35 for no loss after 5, I think we'll... how the pitch will play.
And mind you, it has also rained yesterday a bit, so there should be enough moisture, and it will take some time for the moisture to dry off the track. And the introduction of spin will hold the ball a bit, and then the batter will have to play it late, is what I assume. But getting back to the discussion, it is upon the captain and the bowler to decide that what his line and the length is to be, because if they are calling Ali Nadeem a bit forward, some excel skills from Nauman Zafar, control C and control V, exactly the same line, same length, and it's just the replay of Nauman Zafar and his bowling skill set.
Yes, I think we have seen that consistency from him in the last few balls that he's bowled, and it's brilliant to watch. To be honest, it's a treat to watch. Such a beautiful outswinger, starting at middle and off and beating the outside edge. It's just about time that he might find the edge. Or does he have an in-swinger as well? We'll get to know soon.
If he's got one in-swinger, that'll be great. It'll surprise me and Arjun saw the two.
Oh, that's beautifully bowled. Did not carry, as we have seen from this end. The ball isn't carrying that much, even to the keeper, let alone the slips.
Mightily impressed by Nauman Zafar and the change what the coaching team's done with the high performance team. Especially they've brought in Nauman Zafar to replace Zahid Shirzad. His swing has been the exclamation mark for not only us the viewers. Look at that, the captain giving extra support, the cushion to the bowler, how he's bowling to support him. That improves not only the confidence, also the morale of the bowler.
Great to see a third slip coming in. Oh, that is an incredible delivery once again. We are seeing something special out here by this young lad. Nauman bowling some real jaffa. There's hardly anything that a batter could do in this occasion.
Survive, that's all you would expect from the batter. Hang in there, sit tight, and the team spirit from Anil Kumar Saha and Arjun has definitely been shown here. The fact about playing in unison, at times the teams lack, especially when the team's growing. They are vying for that position, they're fighting for it. But here, the scorer who's been taking the lead, Anil Kumar Saha, is talking to Arjun, saying that it's okay, let the ball go to the keeper, let it nestle in. It's okay for you to hang in there for a little bit of more time.
Nicely bowled and nicely played this time around. That's interesting, Abdul. I think we are seeing two different approaches from the two players, which is also very nice to watch. We see Arjun being the traditional, blocking and playing with good technique kind of opener. And I'm not saying by any means that Anil's technique is not good, but the point is they're having two different approaches. Arjun is trying to kind of play it straight, leave the ball, whereas when Anil is on strike, he's trying to kind of use his feet more, trying to put off the bowler off his line and length, and trying to take the air route as well as time. So that's an interesting approach. It's kind of, that's pretty much what we call as fire and ice, and it seems to be working well for Nepal as an opening combination. Nicely behind it.
And let me tell you that Anil's batting style has helped Nepal in the initial phase of the innings, and if you can see on your screen that 18 runs being scored by Anil Kumar Saha has taken on the charge. He's the flag bearer of Nepal at the initial part of the innings, and he's telling that you guys can relax till I'm there on the crease. I'll be able to score runs, but you make sure that anchor the innings, and your job is to carry forward from there. I'll get rid of the shine of the new ball. I'll tackle them. The rest is upon you.
Stem slightly shorter, which enables the batter to just push it on to mid-on and get a single. End of the over. Once again. Slightly wideish one. Arjun, contrary to his style, trying to chase this one. Wide called by the umpire.
Reeling back to our conversation, heading back again, and that not only helped the other team, but also Arjun, who took time yesterday to get started, and then later on, after departure of Anil Kumar Saha, he was the aggressor. He was succeeding in the ways how Anil Kumar was scoring. So a slow start, he takes his time. Nicely cut away.
Taken.
But not nice enough for the batter. Arjun saw to clear the slip. And the trick is worked out. It is again Irfan Sadat who stifles Nepal. On the rebound, collected. It was hit hard enough, but not too hard to go over the head of the point fielder.
Yes, I think that's a great catch in the end. He timed his jump perfectly, could not hang on to it in the first time, but he kind of reduced the momentum of the ball by popping it up and taking it on the second attempt. Slightly unlucky for Arjun. Probably, would have wanted it to go for a boundary, given that it was short and wide, but the bounce kind of outdid him. And early success today for Canada, contrary to what we saw yesterday.
Arjun saw. Dave Khanal, who did play some strokes yesterday. We've seen his hitting. He's been promoted up the order.
These wonderful pictures that you see on the screen are brought to you by the Six Creations. We have our producer Gagan sitting right with us in the commentary box. And he's been spot on with his replays and with his coordination of the beautiful camera setups that he has. So kudos to Cricket Canada and the Six Creations for bringing these pictures to us. Oh, that's a misfield. The ball is rolling down towards long on. Probably would be a couple of runs to the batter.
Now, Dave Khanal, I beg your pardon for giving wrong stats. Dave Khanal was dismissed for a 0 yesterday. I mistook him with Kushal Bhurtel. It was Dave Khanal who was dismissed for a 0. Yep. Fast-paced game just like that with a fiery block hole ball. Does it to you that at times you overread the condition and the batter.
Absolutely. Irfan was pretty good with his fast Yorkers yesterday in the middle overs. He was consistently trying to hit the block hole. As we saw this coming out of nowhere, I think it kind of took the batsman by surprise. He's got that extra nip about him, the extra yard of pace which he generates with that fuller delivery. And as a tall batter, it's always important to get your bat down on time, which is what Dave Khanal did on this occasion. Short and wide once again, left alone.
Good leave there. This is the second time Irfan's pulled his length back, bowling shorter one. And I would say that it is a shared wicket between Irfan Sadat and Noman Zafar, especially how Noman Zafar is trying to pile the pressure onto the batter, and where he tried to bowl it a bit wider to the batter, he felt that it is an opportunity for him to score, but he fell prey for his own trick. He tried hitting it hard, but could not time it, where the fielder was good enough to collect it on the rebound. Just picked that beautifully there, and a good hand and eye coordination. A boundary for Dave Khanal. Opens his account and is trying to recover from the nightmare from yesterday where he was dismissed for 0. A good start and a good pickup shot into the leg side.
Yes, that's beautifully played in the vacant square leg region. As we see the replay coming on screen, a half volley on the leg stump. Oh, I beg your pardon, this was the wicket replay.
You've been played, you've been looted. Gagan there.
Yeah, that was a good one by Gagan. As we see,
making sure if you are awake or not.
And a beautiful cover drive and a nice stop in the cover region. Restricts it to 1. And off the end of a successful over.
Loose start from Canada. They were giving easy runs, easy boundaries coming in. Yes, Irfan Sadat's able to get hold of a wicket, but look at the score. It's 6.29, much better than yesterday. Nepal has learnt a good lesson from their start. They are trying to score on the merit. They are making sure that the singles do not dry up. The innings is in fluidity.
That's right. And I'm extremely impressed with Noman Zafar out here. I think he has been phenomenal today in this spell. Would be interesting to see how he goes against Dave Khanal, the new batter.
27 runs came off Irfan Sadat's over, and only 11. 4 overs bowled by Irfan Sadat, and this is the 4th over by Noman Zafar too. I think the captain may want to use Sadat for one more over. He can try bouncer to Dave Khanal.
Once again, you see that outswing.
Good lead.
The batter trying to charge down the wicket and trying to use his feet.
Out of 18 balls, 15 have been dot balls. You might wonder how 11 runs for Noman Zafar, that very first cover drive for Noman Zafar, it was full, making sure batter tries to come on to him. That's one boundary and another one taking on Noman Zafar.
Oh, that is a beauty once again. This time, a perfect line and a perfect length, drawing the batter forward as we see the replay coming on screen. This is what you call the perfect banana outswinger. Incredible to watch. This is a great spell out here by Noman. Beautiful bowling.
If he's going to bowl in similar fashion, the only place for the batter to remain safe would be the pavilion. This is delightful for any fast bowler who's looking for swing. That's how you do it. And look at the seam release of his wrist. He locks his wrist. Even the greatest of the bowlers, you would have listened from Wasim Akram, Brett Lee. It's just the positioning of your ball and the grip you hold in your hand.
That's a nice looking stroke. Slightly fuller and driven to mid-off. No runs though. Yes, Abdul, I think that's the key, right? As an opening fast bowler or a swing bowler, the positioning of your wrist, how you cock it, and how you kind of release the ball with the seam being upright. That's the whole principle towards fast bowling.
Look at the bowlers right now with Josh Hazelwood. He's one of the bowlers who uses his run up to generate pace, not his shoulder. Exactly how Nauman Zafar is doing. And I would say that Bhuvneshwar Kumar is someone who's more rhythmatic than anyone I've seen. Just to compare Bhuvi, there's James Anderson, the GOAT. Anyone who's able to generate swing had controlled wrist position, knowing where they're landing, and their run-up was super smooth, knowing how to do it. Nothing too much that stiffs their hamstring. They know what they're doing in when he runs in. Just come in, clock it, and then release. A proper release on his controlled wrist.
Once again, nicely bowled. Looking for the quick single. It just makes it on time. That was really tight.
Good work by Nicholas Manohar to come forward and nestle it in his pouch.
Yes, and I think what I also like, Abdul, about Nauman out here, he's stuck to his strength. I think he's really comfortable with the outswing going, and that's his stock delivery. And he's been really consistent at that. I think a lot of times what happens in these scenarios, looking at the ball swing like that, is that the bowler can get carried away and they might try to experiment a bit. But I think he's relying on his consistency, he's relying on the patience and playing on the patience of the batter as well. He wants them to make a mistake instead of him trying something different.
Indeed, he hasn't been impatient, and his fundamental has been to make the batter play. Just not to get hold of the wicket, to ensure that the batter tries to come down onto him and see what he's got. He'll try to test himself, experiment himself. With that, the 8th over ends and 45 for 1 wicket for Nepal. Irfan Sadat to continue his 5th over. And the 9th over, which falls short of the keeper as well as the first slip fielder Ali Nadeem. Looked like an off-cutter where he rolled his fingers on the ball. Much more slower, expecting for pace. Khanal was beaten by the pace.
Yes, this is once again a great start to the over by Irfan. As we speak, he comes up with his customary loose delivery once again, Abdul, down the leg side, and this is 4 wides as well, which is not good from Canada's perspective. I think this is a proper pressure release ball.
Very murky, and I'm disappointed with the length of Irfan Sadat, who's very well capable enough to produce a good delivery, just like he did on for his wicket. But this is absolutely loose now, and 50 comes up for Nepal with that wide and the extra boundary.
In quick time as well. A run rate of 6.12, which is pretty good considering the conditions. Nice and solid looking defense out here by Dave.
This is no excuse from Irfan Sadat, having the experience and who's shown us on display yesterday what he's capable of, and today just missing a bit to carry that consistency from day one. might get a bit tired, who's played yesterday 50 overs game. Not easy, but testing times make good, strong sports people.
Oh, was that a catch? Was that a chance?
That was
straight back.
Rocket straight from the batter. No chance for Irfan Sadat on his follow through to collect that one. Very straight and a good looking shot by Dave Khanal.
I just felt that that was catchable, Abdul. I know it's difficult in the follow through, but he just went there with a half-hearted, one-handed effort. Probably if he had tried a little more, he might have been able to kind of stop the ball or maybe even catch it.
Umpire Bridge did a good job to get out of that. Follow through is difficult. It is a bounty as a fast bowler if you're able to get hold on to one on your follow through.
We see another slower ball bowled by Irfan.
Better clarity of mind from Dave Khanal today. Who's looked good on his footwork, knowing where he's playing, what he's doing. Less ambiguity. Know that smooth seas have never produced a good sailor. So Irfan Sadat will have to cherish whatever is thrown at him, especially with the high performance side. This opportunity is impactful for him. That puts me in a question to see if that ends the over. Had to take a brief pause. I think a ball remains.
This has been a productive over for Canada, 4 wides and a boundary coming off it. I beg your pardon, for Nepal. And that's the end of the 9th over. Nepal 54 for the loss of 1 wicket.
17 extras. Can you believe that? 17 extras in...
I know it's not easy sometimes to control the swing, but then 17 is one too many for the first 10 overs of a game.
Their repentance should be they should be bowling tightly on the line and giving no room and making it difficult for the batters of Nepal. This is an easy job for Nepal team, and Noman Zafar will continue.
Noman has looked solid today with his outswing bowling. And I think the captain has also given him a lot of country slips. I like the feel that they have for him, enticing the batter to drive on the offside.
Why shouldn't they give Noman Zafar that type of feel when he's been so explicit with his swing? He's doing the right job, but what has really disheartened me is the wicket. But it has also given me a chance to speak about his perseverance in the pursuit to get hold of one of them, either Dave Khanal or Anil Kumar Shah, is that he's been sticking to the plan. He's not going too far ahead of the plan, thinking of a way for his personal accolades that I might try something odd, I might try something unpredictable that might either throw Noman Zafar off his balance. There's a fair possibility of throwing the batter off his balance too, but why try something very unpredictable when the basics are working in your favor?
I agree. Classical test match style bowling this. Working on the mind of the batter, looking to kind of see who blinks first. Great to watch from a viewership standpoint. Explicit skill on display out here by Noman Zafar. Beautiful outswing bowling. I think he deserves a wicket for sure, Abdul. Would be interesting to see if he can pick one in this over.
Would like to see him pull his length an inch shorter. Just like that.
And also would be interesting to see if there's a change made from the opposite end. If they would continue with Irfan Sadat or will they introduce a new bowler?
I personally would not want to see Irfan Sadat coming on for the next over. That is because he's bowled 5 overs and he's leaking runs. So they should definitely give that rest to Irfan Sadat. He'll be able to coalesce himself together. And then the change will be interesting. They might try Sheel Patel, who's good with the off spin, who's having the ability to control the new ball. They might be the go-to bowler if they are looking for some turn of the surface. Sheel Patel can be their go-to man.
Wonderful bowling once again out here by Noman. I think he's been rock solid. He's held one end steady.
Nepal, and they've done well. They're just standing there and the runs are coming in for them. They should remain constant and just stand there, and thanks to
a nice looking shot right in the gap, off the back foot, driven through the cover. For Nepal, as we see the replay on screen. Good fielding in the end by the man chasing.
Wasn't sure if Anil Kumar wanted to go for that shot because he wasn't in the line of the ball. He just bounced off the track, and not really. I wouldn't think that he wanted to go for the shot, and then later he decided to finally go at it.
I think it also tells you a thing or two about the surface out here, Abdul. Probably it's a little slower, and that's the reason why he was able to adjust and play that shot in the end.
It was Dev Khanal, wasn't sure, not Anil Kumar. That ends the over with a bit of confusion. From his side. Surely we might see someone of spin. The question is it Padam Joshi from Montreal who's come all the way, or Sheel Patel, the local lad, who's got a name for himself? And as expected, it is going to be Sheel, who's a part of Surrey Jaguar in 2023 GT20. Remarkable economy for him, 3.79. Bowls quicker through the air, grips off the surface. That's his bowling attribute. I've given a slip for Sheel Ali Nadeem, who hasn't been moved from the first slip part. Still remains there, hoping he'll be able to get hold of one.
It's a good start. Right on the money. Nice to see him tossing the ball up, slowing it up. He has a long off and a long on in place, interestingly.
The power play is done for Nepal. That's swept away, and Noman Zafar, who'll cover up, has done a good job.
We saw that the Nepal batsmen were quite comfortable sweeping from yesterday's game. And I think that's one area where Canada might have to consider probably putting an extra man on the onside. I quite liked what they did yesterday when Sukhjinder was bowling. They had the long on fielder up And that's probably what contributed to one wicket as well. As we see another sweep being attempted.
I'm sure that they haven't got the deep mid-wicket with the fact Shield is not going to bowl between the stumps for him to go with long levers, especially Anil Kumar having the ability to clear.
First signs of turn and bounce with that one. We saw this a lot yesterday in both the innings. Testing for the batters.
What makes it more fun is the unpredictable bounce of the surface. Shield Patel finishes off his first over, 11 done, 59 for 1.
Looks like we have another change from the pavilion end this time. Norman Zafar has been given a rest. Nepal 59 for the loss of 1 wicket in 11 overs. And we have the left arm pace bowling coming in from the pavilion end. The first ball is a wide.
Too wide. Even it would have been a wide for the left-hander. The umpire, Meath, would not have to tell that. That's very evident, and a very loose ball.
By Jasprit Singh, who has been just introduced into the attack. Left arm, medium pace bowler, coming in from over the wicket to the right-hander. Once again, a wide delivery down the leg side. They're attempting a bye, and they are successful as well at getting them.
That is actually a good line for a left-hander, not for a right-hander. Angle makes a lot of difference for the bowlers and the batters too. He may want to try coming around the wicket because 2 times his ball in the same direction. First one, you can say that yes, it was a wide for the left. Stands, keeping his foot open just in case if he gets an opportunity. His body is open to swivel across and to get the result out of it. A game of nuances, rightly said yesterday, Venu. And from 2023 tour,
that's in the air. Probably will fall in no man's land. Not the best delivery to get a wicket. I would say luck favored Anil there. He just got a leading edge. He was trying to tug the ball around on the leg side.
Only time Anil played a loose shot, and guess what happened? It wasn't the fielder, it was in the barren land. First time in the innings I've seen Anil look puzzled. Wasn't a ball for him, he could have left it and the umpire would have called it as a wide. He just wanted to deflect it out of nowhere.
I think this is also early signs here, Abdul, of the pitch kind of holding up a bit. The ball not coming onto the bat as much as the batters would have liked. Oh, that's an interesting one. Probably an inside edge. He's trying to kind of bring the ball into the batter from this angle, and that's the best possible way to get an LBW. As we see, yes, clearly an inside edge onto the pads. And he has to kind of look to adjust his line a bit. Right now, he's way too leg side-ish. He needs to get the ball somewhere around middle and off to look for that LBW mode of dismissal or to get through the bat pad. Once again down the leg side, hard on the keeper as well to collect those wide again. Not a good start here by Jaspreet Singh. He needs to kind of find his rhythm quickly.
162, that was the highest score for Anil Kumar Shah when Canada was visiting Nepal. And they whitewashed Canada, calling them, inviting them to their home and showing some hospitality.
Managed to kind of just get it.
That was the first ODI series against Nepal for Canada in 2023 February when they won 3-0. An immediate tour after gaining ODI status. And they exactly knew with that defeat what is there in the store, that the nations are fully prepared. Now it's their chance.
That was nicely bowled, slightly fuller. Still feel the line could have been a little better, but at least he's getting there.
Partnership of 30 runs and 34 contribution by Anil Kumar Shah, while Dev Khanal 15 runs to the contribution.
End of the over. 12 overs done, 67 for 1 wicket. Nepal.
The equilibrium of bowling has been a little expensive. Over that he bowled. 8 runs coming off his first over and 12 in total for the innings. 67 for Nepal.
Bowled 1 over. Could be possibly a change of ends for him. We don't know yet.
Shield would have been a better option in my opinion again from the north end. Having said, we've seen a couple of patches and surface being rub off. Shield would have used those rough patches to his own good. But I'm surprised to see. But a good introduction and
Good start here by Rana Salman. Right on the money.
180 odd runs scored yesterday by Nepal, and Canada lost 7 wickets in the pursuit. So they'll have to be mindful. They'll have to be mindful of the amount of runs they're giving. After losing 7 wickets, then later they decided the top order batter, Oliver Cox, who walked in.
Driven down the ground, nicely fielded mid-off.
What do you think would be a good total? Especially Nepal might have felt that they are just 20-30 runs short from our discussion yesterday, because it might have given them some pressure and not enough for the bowlers to hold on.
Yes, I think like we discussed yesterday, Abdul, 180 would have been a fighting score for sure, possibly a winning score too, given the conditions, given how the spinners were bowling. And it will be interesting to see when the spinners come on today and bowl in tandem, what will be the strategy. by the batters. Will they look to play them out for singles and twos and take chances against the faster bowlers? Or will they look to kind of still go after the spinners? Because we saw a few bold and audacious shots being attempted yesterday, but it's not easy to play it on this surface.
That is an excellent ball. Very young players, Ajay Veer Singh, Yuvraj. But he might fall early today, he may not fall early. You cannot have the reliance just on one player, because the whole objective of this formation of the side is that.
And that's another wicket as we speak. Played it onto the stumps. The ball not really coming onto the bat, attempting a cut shot, as we see on the replay coming up.
No real movement from Dave Khanal, trying to playing that from far way across the stumps. He did not get aligning himself to the reach of the ball. And knowing what has happened is that the ball chopping onto his stump.
And I must say, Abdul, an interesting change which worked in favor of Canada. Rana coming in to bowl. He did the same thing yesterday. Got some wickets in the middle overs and he repaid the fate to his captain once again.